Welcome and hello. This is Transparency Talk, and I'm Christina. Today's guest is Denise, the owner of the boutique Indigo 1745 in the Bishop Arts District. Good morning, Denise, and thank you so much.
Good morning. We're here
Sunday.
early.
I know, no coffee yet.
No coffee yet.
It's 5 o'clock
But we're
somewhere.
Here. Yes, we're here.
We're going to have
It's
a
good.
candid conversation with you.
All
Take
right.
a few minutes of your time. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm the only child of a military man. So I spent a lot of time in my youth traveling. We only stayed in one place for maybe 2 years at a time. So that was a lot of fun being an only child because you didn't have anybody to play with or talk to. So when you got to a base, my mother said, go outside and play. And you'd go sit on your porch and you'd see the other kids play, and you'd have to have the confidence from somewhere to go and start to play with them. And they were really nice because everybody was new at one time, you know. So that's a little bit about me.
How was that, when you're an only child? Because some people enjoy that. When you said it was a lot of fun, were you being sincere? Were you lonely at times?
Oh, definitely lonely at times because you're traveling every 2 years. So every 2 years you had to make new friends, and you had to make them fast. So I think anytime you meet we call them military brats. Anytime you meet a military brat, you're going to find that they're very talkative. They will ask questions, and it seems a little intrusive to some people, I think. But I always know when I meet a military brat because you can be friends just like that. You have to. Yeah, you have to. You have
My
to get to
dad's
know
military.
somebody. Yeah, you have to get to know somebody fast.
I was like, talkative.
Yeah, that's what you do,
interesting.
right?
And my father was Army, so
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what you
like,
do.
okay, so we're talking about me too.
Yeah, you're not that little quiet person in the corner. You don't have time to be.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to talk and get to know people fast.
What have you learned from your father? Give me a few nuggets.
Oh gosh, my father, perseverance. One of his things that he would always say is take 2 salt tablets and keep on pushing. And that's because in the Army, at least at the time, if you when you were tired and you didn't, when you were depleted, you take 2 salt tablets, drink some water, and, get revived and keep on going. So
A salt tablet.
yeah, 2 salt tablets.
Interesting.
It's old.
Yeah, 'cause I'm thinking like
I'm old.
2 Advils, 2
No, 2
Tylenol,
salt tablets.
2 aspirin.
Yeah. 2 salt tablets and water. You're replenished. You're not thirsty anymore. You've got that potassium going. You're keep on pushing.
And with all the traveling around, you've been everywhere, done everything. But where were you born?
I was born in Kentucky, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. We stayed there for 3 years, and then we were off. So I don't remember it at all. I have pictures, but I don't really remember it.
And so I'm sure that traveling was a little different because, of course, it was not that you were forced to move, but it was something that was necessary. You had to do it.
Right.
But where do you like to travel for leisure?
Anywhere where there is water. I'm a water baby. So my husband and I normally go to Seattle every year. We meet our friends. They live on Orcas Island. We meet our friends in Seattle, and we normally would go to a music festival because I love music. And then we go to their house on Orcas. Then recently, my husband and I started getting to Seattle a little early or staying late, and we do like the National Forest, and we did, we'll just go around and just see everything. And it's so much fun because the forest there has 3 rainforests within the whole area. So we only got to 1, and so I have 2 more to get to. But it's beautiful.
And it always rains. It's like this mist.
Well, when we're there,
Does it rain?
no.
Really?
No.
When I was in Seattle, it rained.
No, because we're there in September.
Okay.
So we get that beautiful weather, and if it rains, it just rains for a little bit. The people there complain, and we're like, okay, this is nothing.
It's
we got
relaxing.
this.
You get to sleep.
It's perfect.
Like Sleepless in Seattle now, get the movie.
Yeah, and it's so green there. And you just, come up on a waterfall. There's the beach. It's just water.
And the pier.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
So you love seafood?
I do love seafood, but my father's originally from New Orleans. Of course, I
Oh,
have
you
to love
Cajun,
seafood.
so
Yeah, I have to love seafood.
So wait a minute. Born in Kentucky, you have Nolans or New Orleans.
New
or
Orleans blood.
NOLA.
Yep. Little NOLA blood.
Roots and culture.
Yep.
So do you like real spicy seafood? I mean, because you have, a little bit of both.
Strangely enough, my father was not really into, spicy isn't hot, but spicy, yes, but not in hot.
Okay.
So my mother from Phoenix City, Alabama, she was the hot girl. So she's, the Tabasco sauce and, yeah.
You're a little Beyonce.
Yeah, I got a little bit of.
What's her song?
Everything.
Alabama, mama. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so we got a Dallas Beyonce. Because I'm listening, I'm like, Alabama.
Nowhere near, but I got that
Louisiana.
mixture. Yeah, that's what I got.
Can you cook?
No, I don't like to cook.
Well, with travel, why would you want to?
I don't
You
like
can
to
just
cook.
go order whatever you want.
Yeah,
Why don't you like to cook? It's therapy.
Not for me. I
Stressful.
No, you know what's therapy for me is cleaning. I love to clean. Cleaning is my therapy.
Well, I need to schedule you to come on over to my place.
Because I sit there, you can just, it's wonderful therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to cook because you have to, it's weird, you have to touch the food.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like touching. No, if you're a good cook,
Yeah.
you're in there, hands on,
Mm-hmm.
touching, mixing, and I don't like to do that.
So you have cooking gloves. You can wear. You're like, I don't want to touch the meat. So you couldn't be a surgeon because you got that meat, you got the ground turkey, the ground chicken. You're cutting. You're like, I don't want to see that.
But no, I'm fine with that because my I love science. So, growing up, I was a biology major when I first went to school. So I'm fine with that. But taking all the classes, microbiology, zoology, you learn a lot about germs and things. And
She's like, I'm good.
I can't.
Like, work for the CDC. You're
There's
good.
one thing I will not do, you will never find me doing unless I'm near death, and I absolutely have to have it, and I have to think about it then, is I will never be drinking from a water fountain. Ever.
Wow.
Ever. Won't do it.
Interesting. We, as a people, we fought to drink from those water fountains
Won't
in
drink
the
it.
60s.
Won't drink from it.
Huh.
If you've ever, so one of my projects in, was it in high school? High school was we had to go around and swab the water fountains at the school. And you swabbed all parts of them, and then you see then we had to put that on our agar plate and to see what we could grow.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
yeah.
watch
And
it
a
for
lot of
that.
kids, because the exchange of saliva and then get
Yes.
mono, and they're like, but I've never kissed anybody. Probably the water fountain.
It's the water
You
fountain.
kissed the water fountain.
Everything's from the water fountain. There was E. coli on the water fountain.
Yeah.
There was, all sorts of streptococcus was on the water fountain. There was everything. No, won't do it. Didn't let my daughter do it.
Well, during this pandemic,
Don't do it.
These water fountains are shut down in
Yeah,
schools.
that's
so
why.
These parents should be very, very thankful.
That's why.
That's
why.
a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing.
Okay. I learned me something new
See,
today. See,
don't-
I learn
don't-
something every day.
Yeah, don't drink from the water
So
fountain.
you went from biology. Tell me why, or even why the concept of Indigo 1745, and how long have you been here in the Bishop Arts District?
So we've been here, it'll be 15 years in October. The concept, it's, of course, everything changes over time. But originally, we opened the store because we kind of looked around and, okay, everybody wears denim, right? And at the time, everybody was wearing denim. And we thought, okay, so it'll be basically like a casual store, but I still wanted things that were dressy in here. So the concept was to be able to, if you're a gentleman and you've got denim on and you're going out to dinner and you're a woman and you would like to wear a dress so that you don't look like you came from two different worlds, we wanted to be able to dress both men and women so that they could both be casual yet dressy and still look like they came together. They look good together, not just like, oh, he's dressed up and she's not, or he looks like he came, off the garden and she looks fantastic. So that was kind of the concept. And we were, you know what, I can't remember what we were going to name it at first. I can't remember. But but we were going to name it something else, and that didn't work out when we went down to try to, to incorporate our name. And then we thought, okay, Indigo, jeans are blue. Okay, where did, how did we get the blue color? Oh, indigo. Became a little historical fact. Didn't know about that. Oh, okay, so that's how that came about. Then we looked at indigo. That name was taken. So we thought, okay, well, wait a minute. 1745 was the first year that there was enough indigo dye made in order to send that from Charleston, North Carolina to sell to England. So I thought, oh, indigo 1745. So that's kind of what it's about.
Perfect.
But indigo is also, it's got an African connection. So, because we're all about connections here, because the indigo plant was actually discovered in Africa by the Spanish and then brought back to Europe. So that's kind of how it all came.
And you
about.
know how we as a people, that's what they tell us.
Right.
Because we're thinking majority of everything, from lights to peanut butter,
Right.
are people.
Right.
So
The
maybe
color
do
blue.
a little more digging.
Our people.
I believe so.
Yes.
I shop here, and so I said, oh, the boutique, Indigo 1745, and when I come in here, there's this great vibe, and the smell, and the colors. You're always so delightful.
Thank you.
And I'm like, whatever she's taking or drinking, give me some.
Well, what we want you to feel when you walk in the door is we want you to feel comfortable. A lot of times you go into a boutique and you feel like, I can't touch anything. Maybe I need to get out of here. You're not comfortable. And I wanted people to feel comfortable. So that's why when you're in here, you see a lot of, the chairs we're sitting on. As you know, there was something in them when we sat here. But because a lot of times if you're at home, you have something in your chair. We used to have a bed in here. And the
really?
bed, yeah.
A bed?
Yeah, we had a bed in that corner
Take
over
a
there.
nap.
And we had the bed because we sold custom bedding.
Really?
But we would also put out clothes on the bed because that's what you would do when you're getting up in the morning, right? You put your clothes out on the bed and try to figure out the outfit and see what's going on. So the whole idea is...
And leave it there.
And leave it there, yeah. Because you're
do.
like, oh, well, that didn't work out. Okay, I gotta go though.
Uh-huh.
But the whole idea was for you to feel very comfortable when you walk in. I want everybody to feel like this is your home away from home, or almost like you stepped into your version of a closet. That's what we want you to feel. We want everybody to feel good in here. Yeah, I want you to be happy, and I want you to be happy with whatever you've picked out. If you've, whatever dress you've picked out, or pants, or a hat. I love to see when people find that thing, there's this expression, their eyes light up. That's what I love to see, and it just makes me feel really good because that makes them, they're happy. So they walk up the door, they're happy about their purchase. They spread a little happiness. So I like to think that, somehow I spread happiness.
And it's clean in here, which,
Yeah.
biology, microbiology.
Well, no,
some boutiques are not that clean. You see dust, and I'm like,
well,
and
and
inventory.
Yeah, and we fight that every day.
Because literally,
because of the cloth. Yeah, you fight it
it's
every day.
very, very, very plush and clean, and it has that. To me, it has like an old eccentric vibe in here.
Yep.
Not an old maybe per se, but more like it's just when you come in, it's kind of antique-ish.
That's
so to speak.
And
even the chairs, and
yes.
I'm like, where did she find these chairs?
All that's on purpose because the person who actually got indigo to the States and started growing it, she was 17 and in the 1700s. So she's a botanist, a local botanist. Wow. She got plants all over South Carolina. So we wanted to make it seem like she was still alive and in here. So that's why you see the chairs that you see, the furniture, you see it's not all matched together because if you were still alive from the 1700s, you'd have gathered all sorts of furniture and things, and so that's what it's all for.
And so let's talk about your hair.
Oh, hair. Uh-oh.
So as long as I've known you,
It's a
you've
journey.
always been natural, and it's beautiful, and it's curly, and it's thick, you know. When did you go natural? Have you always been natural? What does it mean to you?
So I started when I first opened the store. I was not natural. I went natural, I think, in 2008 or 9. Just because I've had my hair, you know, my hair's been long, it's been short, I've been bald, I've done it all, because it's just, you know, it's hair, and you have to kind of learn to be confident, be yourself without your hair, and I learned that when I cut it all off. So how did I start to grow natural? I don't even remember why, actually. I just started. Then it got cut all off, and it was short, and I almost like it when my hair is really, really short, because you can't hide behind it. And I guess I like being natural because you don't get to hide. You're you, or you bring out the naturalness of other people. I think you get to see their reactions, and I'm okay with that. So,
have you ever worn a sew and weave or braids or?
Yes, I've done it all. I've done all that.
Okay.
I've done a sew and weave. I've done wigs. I've done braids. I've done it all.
I'm not really a wig girl. I'm not there.
I have. Well, it's been, you know, my wigs are for fun. If I do a wig, it's like for a day thing. It's a look.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, you just, you know, fun.
It's just hair. Would you ever shave it bald again?
Yeah. I almost did.
She's like,
I almost did.
Yeah.
Well,
It's hot in Texas.
the last time I went to my hairdresser, when you could go, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm ready. And she's like, nope, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, she's a friend.
She's like, I'm not going to.
A friend to get you all the way together.
Yeah.
They're not trying to just cut you.
No, really, I'm ready for all this all to go, because, you know, unfortunately, you know,
Just like a good doctor, let's try something else first.
But you know, I'm graying. It's time, and I'm graying, and I thought, you know what, we'll just buzz it all off and let it grow back, you know, gray. And she's like, no, girl, we're not doing that. So
that's long, and that would be a really big change.
It's hair.
It's hair.
It grows back.
For some people, yes.
Yeah. But you know what? If it doesn't, there's all sorts of ways to get it.
Wigs.
Yeah.
So you don't cook, not that you.
No, I don't cook.
You
But I eat.
So you're a foodie.
I'm a foodie.
So what's your favorite food?
Oh my gosh. I love sea bass. I love a grilled sea bass. I love a good, my favorite thing right now is my husband we'll have it, we don't have it all the time, but he goes to, I'm not even going to say the barbecue joint, because I don't want everybody to go there.
It's like a perfume.
Yeah.
Nobody's business.
It's our secret. But they barbecue their baked potatoes, and we'll just get a baked potato and 2 ribs, and just cut up the rib meat and the baked potato. It's not a whole lot, so cause it's just 2 ribs, and it's just so good. And you can eat because it's the baked potato's been barbecued. You eat the peel too, and it's so good. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm not eating the peel.
No, I'll eat the peel. It's really, really good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That good.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
I promise you.
You promise.
I promise.
So we'll talk off camera about that later.
We'll talk off
So
camera.
then
And I'll have my husband tell you how to do it.
Yeah, because that,
But it's good.
You know, people have their restaurants that they don't like to share. Because I know earlier you did say you like seafood, but people like, she already asked for that. But yeah, you got shrimp, you got crawfish. You got.
I love it all.
They call them mud bugs. I don't
Yeah.
know. You eat mud bugs?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I eat. Are you kidding? My father. We would go to New Orleans and visit, and my aunt would make gumbo. That was the big thing.
So, love gumbo.
She would make gumbo. The woman could cook. And we would go to this seafood warehouse. I can't tell you where it was, but it was some little shack somewhere. We'd go get all the seafood, and my cousins and I, we would all have to sit down and we would prepare the seafood for her. Mm-hmm. Well, they knew that you had to get more shrimp and more crawfish than what you needed because, it was a rule. You eat two, one was for the pot. And you
what? Wait a minute. There are no rules of gumbo.
That's the rules. At least in our house it was. So you'd be shelling the shrimp. 2 shrimp were yours. You ate them, and then 1 shrimp was for the pot.
That's like my grandmother.
Tails.
Baking that cake and let me taste a little bit and go again. Because I don't like to share my gumbo.
No, they had to make sure there was extra. But she was so she was a nurse, and she would come in. Oh my God! I forgot about her 7-layer lasagna. Oh my God, that was
7 layers.
Oh my God.
Not 7 layers.
Oh, 7-layer lasagna. It was so delicious.
Y'all were eating.
She worked the night shift. She would come in the morning and she would start her food. And she'd put it on low, and then she'd go to bed. She'd go to bed because it's her nighttime. And then she'd wake up around 12, between 12 and 2, stir, do whatever, and then she'd take another little nap. And by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that food is ready, but it's been slow cooked all day long. And the house was just filled with these wonderful aromas, and everybody would sit down and eat. And of course, cooking gumbo, her gumbo, and I didn't know there was a dirty and a clean gumbo. I only knew dirty gumbo.
What's the difference?
Well, my neighbor who runs in sushi, she goes, "Oh, you like the dirty gumbo." Our gumbo, there was crab legs and crab parts, and there was, it was everything in there. So we had 3 bowls basically. You had a bowl of rice, you had your gumbo, and you had an empty bowl because you had to, you took all your crabs, you had to break it, and you had to put everything in your extra bowl, in your 3rd bowl.
So what's the clean gumbo? Because I'm confused.
I guess the crab meat is
Makes it dirty?
No, you don't have the parts and pieces in it. Like I had crab legs sticking out.
That just sounds all made up to me. I just
that's the
think
fun
gumbo
part.
Is gumbo.
Gumbo has to have everything in it.
Whoever said that needs to hush. It's like saying black and white, clean and dirty.
I like it all.
But they do have a dirty rice. So what's the clean rice?
No. I like all the. We have to have everything in there. A leg, the crab leg sticking out. Yeah.
Lobster too?
No, she never did lobster. It's either going to be oysters, which they call oysters, because you're in New Orleans. Oysters, crawfish. We'd have the crawfish tails. You would have shrimp and crab.
Oh, so that must not be eating gumbo.
And you would have andouille sausage. But you would have andouille sausage. But like where a lot of people would make chicken gumbo, my aunt never would. That was like, she would never put chicken in her gumbo, ever.
Ever?
Ever. If you said chicken and gumbo, that was like, no. It was never to be done.
All these different gumbos.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So, although you've had the boutique for 15 years, have you ever considered opening up a second boutique or another business venture? And you don't have to tell me, if it's a yes, you don't have to tell me what kind or which one.
Everybody now is like, oh, so what's the next thing? Mm-hmm. So I keep feeling like I'm getting a little nudge. And you're like the 15th person to say that.
That's your lucky number.
Probably so. I you know what? I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
sure. There is something else calling both of us. We just quite haven't,
Figure that part out yet.
figured
Okay.
it out yet.
A
Yep.
lot of more thinking and analyzing.
Mhm.
I see books, I see LPs, vinyl. Tell me, and you're mentioning, Nolans and New Orleans. I don't want to be offensive to anyone because people say New Orleans or New Orleans. Jazz, R&B. Who are your top 3 female R&B and or jazz artists?
Ooh, always changes. But right now it's probably her. Beyonce always. And who I'm into now is Nina Simone. So I've been just listening to a lot of Nina Simone.
Don't let me be misunderstood.
A lot of, that's what I've been listening to.
Yes.
And on the, I guess the new R&B side is Masego.
Wow.
A lot of, yeah.
If you roll around in a drop top, let me find out.
Yeah,
With your sunglasses on.
I love music, so I will listen to just about anything. I love music.
Just about anything?
Just
so you're
about
into
anything.
country, you're into...
I will listen to country. I love
Rock.
rock music. I'm a 70s kid, so yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I love 70s rock because, I'm a
Lovely.
70s kid. When I was growing up, the black radio went off at 6 o'clock. Well, not even 6 o'clock. It went off at sundown. So black radio came on at sunrise and went off at sundown. So what did you have to listen to after that? Whatever was on the other stations. And so that was a lot of 70s rock. So like AC/DC. That's what I listened to.
Hey, you listen to AC/DC?
Oh, that was.
Oh, wow.
That was on the
Okay,
radio.
Denise. So are you a band head?
So what do you call a band head? Wait a
See,
minute.
so like band head kids or people who grew up in that genre of music, they have these band T-shirts. They go to every single concert. If it's your favorite band, wherever city they're in,
Yeah.
you're there.
I didn't buy the T-shirts, but yes. The concerts that I went to, the Parliament Funkadelics.
Yes.
We did the Commodores. We did Earth, Wind and Fire. We did Chaka Khan. And so that was my era. Yeah.
Love it.
So-
Listen, these kids don't know.
They don't know
real
music.
Bootsy Collins, listen.
Yes, Bootsy. Oh, Bootsy.
The
See,
problem
you
is,
said Bootsy.
You're going to come in one way, and you're going to leave looking a
Another
different way.
Yes.
And people are going to be like, are you okay? I've just been to his concert.
That's
and those who know what that means.
They know exactly
what that means.
And those that don't, they don't
They
know.
just need to leave early.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Because, yeah. You're Rick James and all those people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Those
Yeah,
70s
you're right.
babies.
Yeah.
I'm late 70s, but hey, my parents, I get it. I can dig it. That's what they still say. Any favorite poets, quotes, Bible verses that you live by or that keep you inspired?
Probably I'm Catholic, so I'm not, Catholics we were told, don't necessarily have to really study the Bible, but I have in my adult life. So my favorite is the Golden Rule. That's my favorite. It's treat one another as you would like to be treated.
Absolutely.
So that's my thing. And that's what I try to do. And it makes me very upset when people they don't follow that.
Yeah. And the thing is, in society, different cultures, different perspectives, different principles, you have all these different layers, and that is the golden rule. And now they're stretching the golden rule. And sometimes now they're saying, treat people as they want to be treated. And I'm like, well, that's also a love language, because if you're a gifter,
Right.
and you like to buy gifts, that's what you're treating them as you want to be treated. But to
Right.
that other person, I don't like gifts. I
Right.
just want to be touched and hugged. But so, if trying to figure that out, sometimes there's that gap of communication, and so we step back and we say, did I treat them right? Trying to figure this out. Listen, transparency. Be nice to people.
Thank you. That's all. That's all. Just
be nice to people.
Just be nice.
You don't need all these different,
Just be nice.
dissertation conversation sometimes. Let's just,
And understand,
what
you know,
compassion is.
Yeah, just there you is. Be nice, be compassionate.
Until I don't
You know?
have to be.
Exactly. I mean,
Then-
and there are those times,
Absolutely.
and you know when you've gotten there,
Uh-huh.
right? And they
Hey.
know when they've reached that point with you as well. But I've always tried to be very compassionate. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color? Do you have one or multiple?
Actually my favorite color probably is, since the pandemic, it's black. I've worn a lot of black.
Like black out all this madness.
But blue is probably blue. There's a color blue. It's a royal kind of blue that really lights me up. Yeah, and that's probably my color.
Blue. Okay. Any other languages that you speak?
I used to speak Japanese. I do not speak that anymore. When we left
Wow.
Okinawa the last time I did, I was fluent. But when you come back to the States and there's no one to speak Japanese to, you lose it as a kid. So
Would you ever try again? Or make an attempt at that language or any other language?
yes, I have an ear. I have a hard time speaking. So like Spanish, if someone speaks slower, I can pretty much catch everything what they're saying. But and fast, at a normal pace, it's probably every other word. So I have an ear for it, but I feel like I don't have a tongue for it anymore. So
Give me something that's traditional for you, whether it be during the holidays or birthday or something that you do at home that you do that's traditional for you that also extends into your self-care. Like some people like candles.
oh, it's a bath. That's when I'm stressed. Again, water baby.
I'm like, are you a Pisces?
I'm not. I'm a Libra, which is really weird.
Are you what?
I'm a Libra. I'm
No
the
wonder
scales.
we get along. I'm a Libra.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. But yeah, I need the water. The water calms me. Just getting in a bath with nice scents, either oils.
Yes.
And just taking a moment, and it has to be hot. So I like really hot water, and I think that comes from living in Okinawa, Japan. The water,
steam
opens
you up.
Yeah, it opens you up.
Especially with allergies.
Yeah, you relax, and especially with a little oil, it just
And leave me alone.
And give me 20 minutes, you get out, you're a new person.
And I need
Yeah.
like an hour, and I'm still not a new person. I'm like
20 minutes. Either that, or that once a year when I get to, which I missed last year because of COVID, but when you get to go someplace and just see a body of water where you've got the waves coming in and out, and I've always felt like, the waves coming in is good coming in, and the waves going out is you just push all the negativity out. So that's my thing.
I love it.
Water-based.
So Denise, I have really enjoyed talking with you.
I've enjoyed our conversation
Been
as well.
transparent. I learned some things about you, and all this time that I've known you, I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Interesting. So, thank you so much again for today, for your time.
And thank you.
For
I've
letting
enjoyed
us
it.
come into your space and have this conversation. So, people, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned.